Okay, let's see something real quick. Shout out to the two people that are up in here right now. Okay. All right, so let's see. Oh, sweet. Thanks for the like, random person. Uh, Feel free to say anything at any moment. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and try to play this game real quick. Well, say while I'm talking to y'all. How y'all doing out there in YouTubia? Everything okay? Played any good games lately? I got four people up in here. That's wild. Okay, yeah, that is wild. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, it's Sunday, but also, four people. So there's like one person liked the video. There's three people who didn't, which means the other three people being here probably just don't like you, boy, which is fine. Just common question: if you don't like me, why are you here? How's it going? I'm surviving for the most part. Just nothing too serious. Just existing, being tired. You know how that goes. How's things over on your side of the world? Pretty okay? I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Hey, random question. Do you have a gaming system by any chance? Because there's one thing I've learned is that sometimes streaming video gameplay is probably like something that you can do like in your spare time to kind of like streaming video gameplay that could be like something that you can do in your spare time to get them get some eyes on you. People love watching streaming game streams, so that's what I'm trying to do. So I just figured I'd let everybody else know because I do watch game streamers on YouTube. Just not as much as I could. What the world? Okay, that's weird. I do that on my other channel. I just started. Wait, you got another channel? Yep, Call of the Gods. Well, I do appreciate you using the channel that you have to interact with me on here. Hopefully, is your other channel connected to the channel that you already have? Like, is there a way to like link your channel to your current channel, or is it just like you're just gonna treat it like two separate channels? No problem. I think they are not connected. I get that because that's what I try my best to do. Like, I connect my one of my first channel to my second one just so people can know, hey, these two channels are operated by the same guy. That way, if they people be like, why do I see you on this person? Because that's my other channel, bro. But yeah, like if you'd ever do decide that you want to share your channel on here or use your other channel to come up in here, you can. RC does it all the time. I don't know, but RC got like 12 channels. So, well, I might be oversaying it, might be over accounting, but he has a lot. He does a lot of stuff too. That's pretty cool. Did you ever get a sync game system? I haven't yet, but it's still on my things to get list. Um, like I said, I'm still working towards it, but yeah, it's a bit of a hassle. It's expensive. It's kind of out of my price range right now. Shout out to the random three people that are still up in here, which means I'm very certain that like I'm more than certain that one of them is Jovi. And if it is, hey Jovi, how's it going? At least I hope it's Jovi. But yeah, like gaming system is not currently in my price range, but it's still a goal of mine though. Yeah, they are. They're very expensive. You're not wrong about that. That looks really good, actually. I'm glad to hear it. That's one thing I kind of don't like about YouTube Live is like they never tell you specifically who's in your chat. So it's like they could just so it's like lurkers just can they can afford to hide and it's just weird. What console do you like to play? It's not really a matter of me liking to play something as long as I just get what I can get. I've had a PlayStation for like a long time and I've gotten used to having that. But if I could get another Xbox, that'd be great too. I haven't played an Xbox game in years now that I think about it. Like the last time I had an Xbox, my one of my old roommates stole it. Not from here, but like a long time ago. I genuinely feel like I always feel stupid like revisiting that because it was a friend of mine, or at least I thought he was, and he's not. Yeah, it was my fault for trusting him and thinking that he was like on the up and up, but he wasn't. And like I said, he one day we got into a bit of an argument. I kicked him out, and he literally snuck back in through the window to steal my Xbox, and then go to Philadelphia. Like it will always like agitate me how that happened. Yeah, some friend, right? Job's okay. Work is work for the most part. Like I will never really like enjoy having a job, but I do appreciate like being able to work. But it's not like it's not great, but it's not terrible. Does that make sense? Yeah, exactly. By the way, awesome sauce. Oh god, I was about to ask why can't you go live, and then I just dawned on it. You don't have that many subs yet. I keep on forgetting that. Like I keep on forgetting that like going live on YouTube is a sub count thing now. Yeah, which I think I think that that's stupid, really, because it's like what if some people can only go viral if they go live, right? That doesn't make any sense. It becomes a race to like get as many subscribers as possible so you can do that. I think that that's dumb. But I honestly will say that if I can go viral on here for at least the little bit of time that I did, anybody can. It's just simply a matter of just I don't know doing something that you don't really care if it goes viral or not. Like just do something that you don't really care would go viral. That's so weird though. I got five people up in here and only one person talking. It's like I know I got trolls and I know I got like trolls and stuff like that, but it is always going to be weird to me that like there's people who hate me online who just be on here because they're just looking for something to like get on my case about. And I did just post up a whole bunch of anti right wing stuff earlier. Yeah, it is. It's very weird. I did post up a whole bunch of anti right wing stuff earlier, so I'm guessing that they're kind of like in the chat, just they're just like watching just so they can like thumbs down it later. I don't know. Like, there's one thing I've learned is that people who hate you love you the most. Yeah, it's weird to need the subs. Yeah. Hello, Big Vice. How's it going? I like how you're saying I hate everybody. Like, there's everybody up in here. Nah, man, it's just you and Awesome Sauce right now. I don't even think RC is gonna be up in here, and he's like, I mean, he's in here like all the time. It's true how you. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Any movies I saw lately? Nope. I should actually pick up a habit of watching movies again, but I've been sort of avoiding them lately because I don't like I don't like romances and stuff like that. I feel like every movie don't need it, but it's always sort of being shoehorned into everything. One of the big reasons I actually play video games is because I like the idea of being able to avoid it. Kind of sad, but it's okay. Glad to see you live. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that everything's okay with you. What kind of movies am I into? Like literally none right now. I used to like animated movies. I used to like animated movies just because I like the idea of like voice actors being utilized and stuff like that, and just being able to just sort of see how fantastic stuff can get. But like, I guess I kind of outgrew it. And also, I hate romance, and they would in every movie they always try to shoehorn some kind of romance into everything. So, I just started like getting away from it. Like even in the action movies, like even in action movies, they'll just be like, yeah, you're welcome. Thank, no problem. But yeah, like even in action movies, there will be like in every action movie, the main character who is probably like white guy with a gun, and is always and it's like it's always that they always get the girl in the end, you know, which is fine. I mean, if there is a girl to get, then by all means, I used to like sci-fi. Like I said, you know, anything that doesn't have like romance shoehorned into it, but like every movie nowadays seem to have romance shoehorned into it. Like I wanted to like Avatar because spectacularly, like visually, it's a beautiful looking movie, and you know it's basically an anti-colonization film, which I always think is kind of cool because what better lesson to tell everybody than hey, colonizing is bad. But you know, at the end of the day, it was like, but also let's get this dude like, let's have this dude get busy with a blue person. It's like, why? Yeah, like there was a time like every like I used there was a time where every action movie genre was just white guy with a gun, and that was it. And there's nothing wrong with it, but at some point, you know, like, but at some point, it's like, you know, that was their superpower. It was a superhero movie genre, but it was just like all you had to do was just like take down a whole army of foreign invaders who was trying to like, you know, I don't know, take control of an airplane or a ship or something. All you had to do was just be one white dude with a gun. That's it. That was your superpower. If you were a white dude with a gun, you could just do all of these amazing supernatural things, which is and like I said, nothing wrong with it. I don't think that there's I don't think it's a bad thing, you know, like but it just felt super lazy. Any anime you into lately? This was one series I've been watching. It's called Ace Attorney. It's based off of the Phoenix Wright video games, the lawyer game, and I just think that it's been amazing. There's also another series I've been watching like the old school Yu-Gi-Oh just so I could like finish it because when I was a kid I used to watch that series like mad heavy, and I never really got a chance to actually like finish it or see episodes of it that were or see like episodes of it that I missed. So I'm trying to just catch up on old times with that series. Um, Another series that I'm checking out is like there's a I don't know if you're familiar with Kamen Rider, but Kamen Rider has kind of been has been a staple in Japanese TV shows forever. It's basically like Power Rangers, but with one character instead of five, and they have anime renditions of that show, and I think that is gorgeous. There's one based off of Kamen Rider W, and it's so good, man. If you ever get into it, though, I definitely recommend it. There's another one. There's another anime rendition of a tokusatsu series called Garo. You know, Garo has always been really good. So if you happen to get, you know, be bored enough or whatever, just happen to want to test your chops or whatever, just I definitely recommend Garo and Kamen Rider W. But yeah, Ace Attorney, that's been my biggest one so far. But that's only because I love the video game. Also, Ace Attorney like I has a really fun theme song. I just it's really catchy. Also, while I this is not anime related, completely unrelated side note. I just finished watching MLW the Fury Road 2025, and it's so good, y'all. I keep on forgetting that, like you know, it's easy to forget how good the Indies is because you're so used to watching WWE or whatever. But yeah, MLW so good, bro. I would stream it on here if I could, but like I don't know. My computer's been acting up lately, and I just don't want to risk anything right now. But yeah, Ace Attorney, Kamen Rider W, um, Garo. Feel free to check those out. Shout out to the 3 people that are still in here, by the way. I'm gonna assume is Awesome Sauce, Vega Vice, and I think that's me. I think that third person is me. Okay. MLW with a like M as in like I don't know, Major League Wrestling. Training is put on halt right now because I'm having money issues again. Not proud of it, but it is something that's happening. Is I appreciate that. Nice. And I'm also like, so I actually have been doing this kind of ridiculous thing where I've been trying to like apply for like casting calls and trying to get back because I used to be an extra for TV shows, and that's kind of something I've always wanted to do as well. So so it's like I've been applying to try to be an extra again. So the goal is now to just sort of like get my face back out there, and it's a challenge though because I live in a small town, so it's not like there's anything being done out here. So in order for me to like actually, hello, Ms. Nancy Wilson, how you doing today? That's very cool. Being an extra, it was fun when I was doing it before, like way back in the day. It was fun. I mean, I got a chance to hang out. I got a chance to hang out with some really cool people. You know, like it was simple. Like they would say action, you just walk from one side to the other, and that'd be it. Happy to see you're still doing a live. Hello, Lemon Media. Happy to see I'm still doing lives. Have you been watching my stuff before? Your name sounds new to me. Oh boy, no videos. I'm doing fantastic today. Thanks for asking. Glad to hear it. Yeah, no, like being an extra was actually very fun. I got a chance to I was an extra in the Scream show. I've been watching a while. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. But yeah, like when I was an extra in Scream, the MTV series. I don't know if that's still a thing, but like I was an extra in the first season of it. You could like seriously, you can see me. I play like a cop that didn't say anything. Yeah, it was actually really cool. I got a chance to it's like to be able to say that I was part of Wes Craven's like last project. That's dope. What season and episode? I was in the first season. I was in the one with God, I forgot that dude's name. Oh no, Amadeus Serafini. The only reason I remember that name is because he was like the first person I kind of met while I was there. We was both getting our hair done, and I thought he was one of the extras. And he's like, "Nah, man, I'm in the movie. Nah, man, I'm in a movie." And he was cool to me the whole time. Thanks for having this live stream today. Thank you for being a part of it. I really appreciate that. Feel free to like and subscribe for more stuff. Really appreciate it. Like, cause I ain't gonna lie, I did a video and my subscriber list hit a nosedive. People hated it for some weird reason. I don't know. Probably because I was like saying, "Hey guys, I'm a Christian and I'm not a white supremacist," and somebody got mad about that. But heading out for work, but glad I didn't miss this one. I'm gonna watch that episode when I get a chance. Yeah, just watch all of the first season. Like you'll see me in bits and pieces in that entire first season. You know, I definitely recommend checking it out. It was a fun show. It was a really cool experience. Like all the actors and actresses except for the main girl were cool with me the whole time. But the main girl, she was clearly just not in the mood to actually be in that city. I'm assuming. Have a good one on Lemon. I really appreciate you checking it out. But yeah, she was not in the mood. She was not trying to be there. She clearly had better. She clearly had different plans. But it's like, hey, that's the price of being famous, little lady. I wonder how she's doing anyway. Give me one sec. 8 people up in here? That's crazy. I gotta start doing lives on Sunday more often, huh? But yeah, I was an extra first season of Scream, and I wonder how that girl's doing. Huh, she's been doing pretty well. At least I think so. Can't really. And she's still finding work. That's good for her. Yeah, like I did get a chance to talk to some of the cast anyway. They were like really cool people. Sometimes they would just go into the area where we were at, the extras were, and just sort of chat it up with us. Like they were really cool about that sort of thing. But like a lot of them were like mad young too. So it was like they probably because there'll be times where they would come back there. Somebody came back there and like chatted up with us, and the director was like, "What are you doing here?" It's like, what? No, it's like we're cool people. What the world? Like the director, I don't know what it is, but like there's always seems to be like no matter what it is, there's always this attempt to try to like sort of differentiate certain people. There always be not differentiate, but like I don't know how to describe it, but there's always like they're trying to there's always like this sort of attempt to divide people, which I just find to be a little obnoxious sometimes. It's like you're not supposed to talk to the riffraff, and it's like they're not riffraff, they're people. But that was kind of like the thing. That was kind of like the thing over there was that like they really was like the extras are not to be interacted with. I actually met there's this dude. He's very viral on the internet now. His name is Alessio Pacini, and I actually met him because he was a stand-in for he was a stand-in for one of the actors on the show, and I got a chance to interact with him a little bit. He was a cool guy until he wasn't, and got a chance to, but he wasn't like one of the cast members. He was just a stand-in, but he was like a cool dude. But he started falling into that. I don't even want to talk about it. But yeah, like I knew him before he got famous, and now I was like, holy crap, this dude is. It's like, holy crap, this dude is like ridiculously successful. How do you feel about celebrities? Do you ever met any? I met a few. I don't really like focus that much on celebrities unless I don't really care that much about famous people unless I meet them, or unless I actually had like a conversations with them and stuff like that. But like being an extra, you get a chance to interact with them. Sometimes they're cool people. Sometimes you meet people like in conventions and stuff. They're really cool. I have been watching your live stream going on 2 weeks now, and I kind of liked your live stream. Thank you. That means a lot. I really appreciate that. Um, you know, once again, like and subscribe for more stuff. And I don't really, I don't really know how to go about like advertising myself. I'm really bad at keeping subscribers apparently. But yeah, I thank you. But yeah, like meeting celebrities though, they're like I said, they're people just like everybody else. You know, you don't really have to. It's like they're just normal people who just happen to get lucky. Like nothing against them. I don't hate them or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that like they didn't work hard to get to where they are. But like everybody works hard. But yeah, they got to where they are. They're very successful, but they're just normal people at the end of the day. Yeah, just normal people who just happen to be famous. And but it's like if you interact with them and if you're cool with them, they're cool with you. I've met like as a like being as a little bit of involved in wrestling as I've been. There was a neighbor at my front door yesterday. She came to tell me to shut up. Yikes. Okay, that's peculiar. I'm sorry that happened. But wow, okay. Really hope that you got some good news to follow up with that. That is pretty grim. Um, but yeah, but yeah, like I said, in the little bit of time that I actually got a chance to interact with, greet her with a tomato next time. I wouldn't recommend that. That would just escalate things. Like I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know, but that's just me though. Um, I was being a little loud on my cell phone. I apologize just to keep the peace. Well, that's good. That's good. Like hey, like that's a good way to de-escalate. But yeah, but yeah, like for example, a lot of the wrestlers that I've met, I'm like much older than, so they're just I feel like they're nicer to me because I come across as the old man that they who come across as just the cool old guy that they could like talk to or whatever. But like also a lot of celebrities. Once again, I'm much older than them, so like I don't think that they. I think that is more of a respect thing that they're nice to me, which I'm just glad that they are because it could easily not be. Results may vary, precisely. Also, a very good, also an old record. I forget who it was by. Maybe Cold. I don't know. I'm listening to too much rock music. Sick Puppies? Huh. Okay, that's gonna drive me insane. Okay, maybe it would. Oh yeah, it was Limp Bizkit. After I apologized to Lady, she kept on yelling at me and said I need to look up the meaning of the word respect. I'm sorry that happened to you. Honestly, the what you're talking about that I could that's content. As much as I hate to say that, that's what you're speaking of right now. This is content. Like I could like I would totally just get in front of a camera and just start ranting about that because you'll be surprised how many people have issues with their neighbors and could probably I would probably like see your side of it and kind of understand what's going on because that's I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's something that you should probably do. I'm just saying like a lot of people usually go online just to vent and sounds like you have a lot to vent about in that regard. So that's what I would do anyway. I don't know. I told her off. Okay. This I don't know what my demographic is at this point because I didn't realize that I welcomed this kind of energy. Oh man, wow. Is this what I attract? What did I feel kind of feeling a little out of place here. Shoot. But yeah, I do appreciate. I feel I'm sorry that that happened. I hope that things didn't. I hope that things didn't escalate because that definitely sounds like something to. That definitely sounds like an escalation, which is not something that, like I said, I wouldn't recommend it. But I'm also not you. I don't know the context of the situation. I just all I know is you definitely defended yourself well. I'll say that. I assume. I don't know. I'm the only African woman in the entire apartment complex. I wow. Okay, that is news to me. Um, I understand why you need to defend yourself. Holy moly. Okay, sure. Nigeria? Nah, I probably shouldn't ask that. That's not my business. I apologize. Um, but like I said, I hope that all the other neighbors are Spanish American. Right. Liberia. Okay. Oh, okay. So like Monrovia way, or okay, cool, cool. There was this guy I remember who was wrestling out in Georgia, and he just happens to be from there too. So he was from Monrovia though. I don't know if that's the same spot, but I think that's a city over there. I might be wrong though. I usually am about stuff like that. My friend's family is from Liberia. See, that's a I hear a lot of cool things about Liberia, like especially the history of that, especially the history of it. Monrovia is my birthplace. Word, word. Okay. Yeah, like I always like, I heard about the history of Liberia, Monrovia, and things of that nature, and it always sort of like it fascinates me a little bit. But yeah, I like I said, I hope that things got better since then. I'm not sure, but I hope so. In the meantime, but yeah, like meeting up with celebrities. Honestly, like now that I think about it, like I'm thinking about it now, and it's like I actually did meet up with like a bunch of celebrities in my life. There was but it's like it was mostly like through convention appearances, or like just being backstage and or like being backstage for like wrestling events and stuff like that. But it was never like, but it was always sort of like a hi, nice to meet you, and bye type situation. It was never really like a It was never really like like a red carpet interview type deal or anything like that. But they're usually most of the time they're really cool about that sort of stuff. They're just nice people, and it's like if you don't freak them out, they're usually pretty chill. Shoot. Hmm. Shout out to the four people that are still here, by the way. Boy, oh boy, I am. Oh, okay. So my cousin actually had a birthday the other day, and they decided to like eat some soul food in the process. The heck is that? Huh. That's different. I'm just glad it was not glass. Um, how's it going, RC? All my adult life, I let too many things slide just to fit in. I'm not doing that anymore. I understand that. I just hope that things aren't going. I just hope that it doesn't turn into anything like really bad down the line. Hello, Charlie and Craig. It's good to see you too. Really glad that you guys managed to show up for a little bit. Um, Especially with female bullies. I completely understand. My roommate is my extra. Not really. He's just not. I wouldn't say that. What's the banter about right now? I'm just talking about my time when I was an extra and like how I interacted with like a handful of celebrities, and it just never really. It's like it never really like registered to me that like I actually did interact with these people on like the level that I interacted with them on because they've always been like I said, they've always been really cool. So it's like I'm not really. They've always been like really cool, but it was just like it never really dawned on me that these people were like stars or whatever. Like, what's that kid's name in Thunderstruck? Like, I met that kid when he was just like a kid. Like, he was just mad young, and now he's like older now. He's getting like roles in a couple of TV shows and stuff like that, which is just really cool. But yeah, they be doing things. They be making big moves. There was this one dude. His name was Andre Hill, and he was one of the actors. He was one of the actors in Scream, and now he's like in Grey's Anatomy, and I forget who he plays, but he's the black dude because I don't think Grey's Anatomy has that many like black dudes or whatever. He's like the young black dude on Grey's Anatomy, but like we actually, like he was a cool dude to me though when we interacted on the screen at one time. I had his phone number and I lost it, but I'm just like hey man, good job being on that show, bro. He's a cool dude. He was a cool dude. His name is like I said, is Andre Hill, and like being able to say, hey, I knew that guy before he went on Grey's Anatomy. Cool dude. But you never really think about like I never really think about it like oh my god they're stars they're so amazing. You don't think about it. It's just like they're just hey look it's Larry. They don't make TV shows like they used to in my humble opinion. I mean well yeah they're not supposed to. Everything changes with time. Is there like, but I do see what you mean though. Is that like there used to be like some substance out there that like people were used to seeing, and things do change with the times. It's like if I could watch, I don't think I could watch older TV shows now and be like wowzers. It's not going to dazzle me, but it will probably surprise me. Because like I didn't know, for example, that Happy Days had an episode about racism. Like that threw me for a loop, dude. Also, I didn't know that Leave It to Beaver was supposed to be a parody of what people thought the 50s was. Remember how we had the conversation about McDonald's prices? My app says one hash brown cost $3.29. When I was a teenager, a hash brown cost $1.25, and they didn't do anything to the size of it. That's crazy, bro. They sold you the same hash brown for like more than for like $2. For like $2 more. That's crazy. See, inflation doesn't make any sense. Like people really act like I think the thing that I really hate is that people act like inflation is like one of those things that we can't control because it's one of those things that's just gonna happen. But nobody ever asks why does inflation happen? You know? Nobody ever asks about that. It's always or when they do, they come up with stupid excuses like my favorite excuse is well the reason why inflation happens is because now everything costs more money, so you have to pay the workers a little bit more, so you have to pay the workers a little bit more. So now more, higher paid workers means higher product to try to maintain it. It's like, yeah, but it's like the only reason why you have to pay the workers more is because everything keeps getting expensive. Y'all keep raising the prices. It always goes back to rich people are raising prices on things and just like it always goes back to rich people raising prices. Someone I had a conversation with in passing made a valid point. It's almost as if eating out is just as expensive as heading to the grocery store. It is. Shoot. That's the reason why I always hate it when people make jokes about like how that's the reason why I always hate it when people make jokes about, like going to work at McDonald's and stuff like that because it's like, bro, McDonald's is like making you spend like gourmet is like making you spend gourmet option. Yeah, like that's definitely something that is worth like bringing up. It's like, why is inflation a thing? That's what I'm saying, bro. We need to start unionizing our jobs, man. Yeah, it's crazy out here, man. It really is. For a shrinking Big Mac or a quarter pound, you could just go to a sit down spot for nearly the same price. That's another one thing I kind of do like is one thing I kind of do like about inflation though is that like ultimately it will get people to start. It will. I want to believe that it's going to start getting people like shop local, which that would be kind of cool because like the city needs that money. You know what I'm saying? Like not these big time conglomerates, super businesses, franchises or whatever. You know, you could like dedicate that money to a local economy. Get some town some kind of money or whatever. Shoot, but yeah, that's crazy though. Yeah, inflation sucks. Inflation is definitely like one of those things. I do feel like it's kind of like I do feel like inflation is definitely like one of those things we do need to like start asking more about or start doing more research about because I will always believe that inflation is just because like rich people just want more money, so they're just like ultimately just hiking up prices for the sake of just doing it. God, I'm hot. Stupid summer. I always order burgers. It keeps the final bill a tab down. I guess you got to. I mean, you kind of have to now. It sucks. Especially because, like, apparently if you order stuff online, there's like, tariffs gonna hit you too. I skip meals, so stress diet saves money. That's funny. That's also a little sad. Dang, that's a little trauma inducing, but I understand it. Me too. One of my favorite sayings is, "I used to BS for breakfast and drama for dinner." Well, darn. Oh boy, and I just lost. I thought I recognized your name. The PFP looks different. Yeah, he pops up a lot on here. Yeah, RC is in here a lot, and I appreciate it all the same. I'm just genuinely surprised that he even remembers to pop up. But yeah, it's cool. I don't intensely skip, but when I'm down, I'm less hungry. Oh, that's oh, you got that. Oh, so when you like get depressed, you don't really get hungry like that. Trust me, I've been there. I know how that feels. It's not. It's like there's nothing wrong. It's like it's not even a bad thing. You just don't really want to be doing nothing. So trust me, I'm definitely aware. We're not supposed to eat 3 to 4 times a day. Most days I only eat twice, sometimes once. That sounds gruesome, but okay. It's a weird conversation to be having. Nothing wrong with it, but like I never really thought about that before. I believe that but then again, I was one of those kind of guys who I used to eat only when I thought that I was hungry. But I was like, nah, I just miss tasting something. And then I got broke, and for a long time I didn't really like eat anything. Well, not really, not for a long time anyway. But there would be times where I just wasn't really like hungry like that. It's weird. It's really weird time. That was a weird time for me. But yeah, God, this is terrible. Sorry you dealt with that time in life. Yeah, it sucked, but like I think the thing it was kind of like a humbling experience because for a long time I just thought, oh yeah, I definitely can just eat whenever I want to, and I guess nature was like, nah, you need to be made humble. Look at you up in here thinking you can eat whenever you want. Nah, dog, that's not how this goes. I'm making fun of the fact that like that's usually how a lot of people be thinking. It's like, oh, you're not owed food. Like, yeah, that's definitely a lesson that somebody needs to be learned. That somebody needs to be taught. I'll be here just eating all the time. How dare you? I don't know if you know. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm making fun of, but there's like this entire approach to, yeah, eating is good, but like there's always this approach to like there's people who got like this belief that it's like you're supposed to suffer and be miserable and have bad things happen to you because if you don't, then I definitely skip meals so that my kids will have enough to eat. And that's man, that's beautiful. That's kind of scary, but also beautiful because holy crap, you're just an amazing mom. Fun fact: Jovi is actually a really great mom. Like, I don't know what it is. Nah, I don't sub to that train of thought. I know what you mean, though. That's what I'm saying. There's always like those people who be like, actually, the world doesn't owe you anything, which I hate that phrase. I hate the phrase "the world doesn't owe you anything" because, like, if you work your entire life, then you are owed something. If you've been working for this long in your life and you don't have anything, then it's because the people that are supposed to give you reward you are just lazy. Like I don't subscribe to that belief of thinking that it's like, well, if you are still doing everything right and you're not getting the resource that you want, it's your own fault. I don't believe that. I don't believe that in the slightest. You know, I don't victim blame up in here. At least I try not to. But yeah, shout out to Joey for just being an amazing mom. I am. You are what? No. Yeah, I 100% believe that like I don't trust this. I don't trust this logic that people are just like terrible and just don't want to work or nothing like that because I don't think that anybody's lazy. I think everybody's burnt out because we've been like dealing with so much. Like I want to say this past decade has just been nothing but just like the past 30 years has just been nothing but just crazy thing after crazy thing after crazy thing. If alien like we literally aliens are real. You know what I'm saying? Aliens are real, and we can't even afford to freak out about that because grocery prices are too high. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, hard work doesn't always get you where you need to be. That's why I'm trying to come up with ideas so I can pursue like in business, trying to hack the system. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's the reason why I kind of don't like this idea. Because like I always believe everybody works hard. Everybody works hard. It's really stupid to just assume that like nobody works or nobody wants to work or any crap like that, because it's like everybody works and everybody works really hard to try to survive out here. And it's just like people just it's ridiculous. I always trying to come up with ideas to get ahead. Yeah, I 100% believe that we should be like trying to make life. I believe that we should be like trying to, instead of like trying to find a way to get more money. I feel like we should be trying to find ways to make life good for ourselves with less money. Because if prices are just going to keep going up, then we can't keep chasing that. We have to like. I feel like as a society, we kind of need to find a way to make things cheaper and more affordable, or like easier to access. Because like I said, for me, speaking for myself, if I like, for example, if I have a home and I trust somebody, then they got a home too. I be seeing the news was says young people or something like that don't want to work, or I call BS. It's like, yeah, what do you mean don't want to work? Everybody I know like is trying to look for a better job. And it's like that's cause but nobody wants to hire them because, oh well, we can't hire you at this moment right now in time right now or some crap like that. It's just ridiculous. But I do think that instead of like trying to find ways to make more money, we should be trying to find ways to like just make things accessible and affordable, because like people just don't be because like if everything is going to keep being more expensive, we gotta aim lower, you know. Like, we got to start like finding ways to just sort of keep up with ourselves instead of trying to keep up with the prices. Yeah, make things more affordable, or like I said, just make things more accessible. Because affordability, I feel like affordability won't be a problem if you could access it without money. Gotta put my wallet up. Still had it in my pocket. That stuff was messing up my alignment. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. It's like just make things more accessible. That's why I always say, like, if I have a place to live and I trust the person that, and if I trust somebody enough, they could always crash in my place. Only problem is there's not much that they could do here, but you know, but it's like that's what we're gonna have to do as a society, because things are gonna get a lot more challenging before they improve. And last thing I would want to do is like, like see people like flat on their back for no reason. I really hate this idea of nobody owes you anything. Nobody, it's like if you do the crime of existing the wrong way, then you have a big part heart. True things are going to get a lot more expensive. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we do need to like look for people to support each other and stuff like that. You know, because yeah, that's just that just sucks way too much. Especially because, like, if you really think about it, man, those societies of people who was like surviving for a really long time before money became a concept. You know what I mean? Like, because ultimately, like communities and cities and tribes before money was a thing, it was just people taking care of each other and looking out for each other. You know what I mean? Because it was just people like looking out for each other, taking care of each other, and helping each other out. So it's like if that was always a thing. So it's kind of weird that like it's sort of being pushed as this foreign concept today, when that was a thing before money was a thing. Like families existed before money. You know, people who took care of each other and loved each other, that existed way before money was ever considered. So the way I see it is that like, if people just started caring more about each other, then society could actually like grow better. And that's kind of like the thing that I that's kind of like the thing I kind of wish that we could sort of go back to. But that's just me. Just I'm just rambling. Families existed before money. But yeah, I'm rambling. How y'all doing out there? Pretty good. I know I keep asking that, but that's just my default. I need to ask another default question when I am losing my train of thought because I'm playing this game right now while I'm talking to y'all, and I am losing bad. Like these cats are not, man, they're not weak, bro. The game is called Endless Siege. It's on YouTube Playables. Like it's fun, but it's challenging. It's one of those strat games, and I'm not good at strats, so like I keep thinking that I am, but these guys, they whooping my behind right now. Ugh. Yeah, it's called Endless Siege. It's a YouTube playable. Yep, we're here. I'm glad to hear it. But yeah, like I said, if you guys were to ever but yeah, like Awesome Sauce, if you I definitely recommend that you start streaming your video, like if you have a video game system that you can stream on YouTube. I definitely recommend trying to do that. There's this one dude, his name is LVG Gaming. He does that pretty often. He's a cool dude. Also, didn't know that he was a wrestler. Let me get this dude's channel because he actually used to be a wrestler, and I forgot about that. Come on out and dance. Come on out and make romance. Come on out and dance. Make romance. All the girls walk by dressed up for each other. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to get this dude's channel. All right, but yeah, like so this dude, LVG Gaming. Give me a second. I had this channel on my live before, but like I said, I didn't know that he was a wrestler. His name is LVG Gaming EXP. He is a he's a cool dude. What's up, gaming family? But this is his channel. But he also used to he also used to wrestle. I don't know if he still does, but he used to, like way back in the day. But like, let me see if I could like show his like I said, he streams video games on his channel, and I don't know how much I can. I don't know how much I can stuff I can play for him. Let's see. I'm gonna try to find a. We'll just do this one for a little bit. But I don't know if you can see it or not. But like, this is what he does. So if you happen to have like a gaming channel or like a gaming console, I definitely recommend doing what this guy is doing. All right, that's I don't know how much I can like pass for him, but yeah. Like definitely, if you were to do that, I would like to think that that would like probably help your channel out a little bit because you seem you have a personality for sure. You seem like a pretty cool person every time I talk to you, so that could be like something that you can do in your spare time. By the way, also if you hear noise in the background, obviously I'm not the only person here, and he's practicing his rudiments, so come on out and dance, do no 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 no. Come on out and make romance. Come on out and dance, make romance. Needle. All the girls walk by. I can't get that. I cannot get that song out of my head. Dressed up for each other. Like I'm trying to get him to do that. That's the whole thing. Because he makes a lot of like anime content too, which I think is kind of cool. But it's like people who like anime content will also like gaming content. So I'm just sort of throwing that out there for him. Hopefully, like I'm not trying to not trying to pressure, but it's like at least one of us has to anyway. Especially because I'm having a really tough time being able to do so myself. I want to make a group where we support each other in content creation. Uh, I would, I would gladly be a part of that group. That'd be great. If you ever decided you want to do that, if you ever decided to make that group, then let me know. I will talk about it and try to like do something with it, or well, not do something with it, but like let people know about it as well. That'd be cool. We do need to support each other out here. Like that's what a lot of people do in order to make it big. That's one thing I know. But like, where would you want to go to the platform that? Because there used to be a time on YouTube. Like I remember a time where on YouTube you could like create like communities and stuff like that. And obviously that didn't really. I'm so down because I'm not doing well pushing myself. Well, I mean, like I'll always say also Vega Vice, you should. I think you have a if you have a gaming console, you could probably do that as well. Like I'm gonna always recommend like gaming content, but that's only because that's what I'm used to seeing. That's kind of what I'm used to seeing, and girl gamers usually do get a lot more. Like girl gamers usually get like a little bit more attention than guy gamers do. So you know, smoke it if you got it. Like the only reason why I even go live nowadays because real quick, I game on PC, but I would make more content about wrestling since I'm more passionate about that. Yeah, that's good. That mean like it would be kind of it's always good to sort of like get a woman's input on what's going on in wrestling, stuff like that. A lot of people like hearing. A lot of people do like hearing that sort of thing, and there is not really a lot of like women's wrestler. There's not a lot of content dedicated to like women talking about wrestling. There's one that I know of specifically, but like that's the only one I know of. I haven't seen anybody else do that outside of like the women wrestlers like talking about the wrestling themselves. So if you were to do that, I definitely recommend, especially now because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Ooh, You know what you should do on your you know what you should do? You should on a YouTube post. I've seen a couple of women in a niche. Oh, okay. Well, you're better than me. I haven't seen any. But then again, I guess I'm naive in that sort of. I'm naive in that aspect. But what I definitely would like probably recommend that you do is write your predictions of like pay per views and like wrestling events and put them like in the YouTube post. You know, like before the wrestling event even happens. Like just write down your predictions. And you know, then like and then make content dedicated to, yeah, like write down your predictions in the post, and then like after the show happen, make content about why you picked what you picked, and you know how you felt about the event. It's like I was rooting for this person. I thought that they were going to win. I don't understand why they won. Yada yada yada. You know, that could be like something that you can do. It's like it'll also be good because it'll keep your it'll also be good because it'll keep your I don't know what your post active as well. Yeah, so you can like write down you can do your post, you can do your YouTube post, and then like write down predictions, and then you know use the actual event as content. Like number 7 on the board from me. I have no clue what you're referring to. I'm sorry, man. But yeah, that's you know, like I'm trying to also think of like other things, especially because like if you're gonna do a wrestling channel, then yeah. Also watch like a lot of. I just hit the like button and became your 7th like on the stream. Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Um, Another thing that I would probably like recommend that for you that you can, especially because like I said, wrestling, like internet wrestling is like so good right now. Like I definitely recommend like checking out. Matter of fact, there's I definitely recommend like checking out, you know, like there's a MLW that's on YouTube. NWA is on YouTube. Um God, I can't even think of the rest of them right now. But there's Major League Wrestling, there's NWA, there's a OVW. We just recently watched a show OVW show the other day, and it was so good. Like it was so like I definitely recommend like you kind of checking out like the indies and stuff like that in your spare time. Um, you know, that'll definitely help out. That'll definitely help out with your content. You'll thank yourself too because it's always mind blowing. It's always good. Trying to think about like because like MLW, NWA, OVW, Reality of Wrestling. Um, I think PWG has an online show, but ooh, NJPW Strong, they got one. Because I that's where Fred Rosser is right now, and Fred Rosser, I don't know if you remember the Nexus, but he was I don't know if you remember the Nexus, but Fred Rosser used to be Darren Young in WWE before you know before he went out there. He's an NJPW Strong, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he was the out of the open weight champion, the never champion, or the strong style champion or something. I don't know if he still is, but I do know he's like considered one of the best one of the best guys to ever hold that title. Also, he's shredded. Like Fred Rosser was more like Shred Rosser. That dude is ripped, dude. I was looking at women's volleyball collegiate and was like, I really think that would be a fun thing to discuss and get into topic wise. Not a lot of people talk about volleyball. Yeah, yeah, that's a that's a niche thing to get into, man. Darren Young was so underrated, very much, very much. And like I said, I think he was doing work in Japan. He was either doing work in Japan or he was doing work at NJPW Strong, which is in America, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of good wrestling there's a lot of good indie wrestling on the internet. Definitely recommend checking that out. I saw him in a Japan show. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like if you want to do like wrestling content, I definitely, I hope you do because you got like a lot of stuff to get into. You got like a lot of stuff to check out. I wasn't there, but online. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's Japan. It's on the other side of it's across the Pacific. We know, but that's what I'm saying though. Is like you can definitely you have like a lot of options. You don't have to just talk about WWE. You can literally like do the results thing for like big events that aren't in WWE, like like Major League Wrestling or NWA or OVW, Reality of Wrestling. You know, I would definitely recommend checking out a Reality of Wrestling. Vega Vice and Unbalanced. I actually didn't realize how many people got into wrestling online until I looked. Is overflowing. Yeah, it's a good thing to get into. It's a really good thing to get into. It's pretty big. It's a lot of people be there. Yeah. So it's like I will. Matter of fact, Vega Vice. I definitely recommend doing some indie wrestling reviews. Yeah, like do some indie wrestling reviews. Like like showcase some wrestlers that you feel like don't really get enough love. Because I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of them. Because I love the indies. That's some good wrestling. I'm so bummed out though because like I get bummed out when I'm watching because it's like my brain just immediately goes straight to I should be there. I should be doing that. And it's like here I am, like $300 away from like finishing my trying to do train. I'm gonna do it. Just have to not get overwhelmed. Sometimes I'm too overwhelmed with all the WWE shows. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like don't don't overwhelm yourself. Just matter of fact, try watching just a match. If you don't want to instead of watching like full shows, just try watching just like an indie match. There's always like a few matches out there that you could like check out in your spare time. They can get overwhelmed. Yeah, I mean they can. I mean wrestling is vast now. It's big. It's huge. I get it. But that's why I say like try watching just matches. Try watching a wrestler that you recognize and a wrestler versus a wrestler that you don't recognize. I feel that one a wrestler every time I see it. That means you should make wrestling your focus. Yeah, it has been for like the past 20 years, and I'm just like I said, I have a like my other channel is ultimately me just sort of talking about why I'm trying to do it and stuff like that. It's been there. But yeah, I've just been like I said, it's mostly my money problems that's just kind of been kicking my butt lately. But we follow each other. Right, yeah. Yeah, like you support me, I support you. I can't wait to see it. But that's what I'm saying though, is that like I definitely recommend when it comes to like the indies, try watching a wrestler that you recognize go up against a wrestler that you don't recognize. Because then you find yourself wanting to check out more of the wrestler that you don't recognize and see what they're doing and so on and so forth. That's a that's kind of like a way to do it. Like I'm trying to think about like this one. I want you to be able to train. I appreciate that. I mean, like, once I start getting my money up, once I get my money the way that I need it to be, you know, um, I'll be able to train a lot more because that's the issue right now. It's just, it's financial, it's physical, but it's mostly financial. Like, I'm not asking for money. I am asking for views though, because like YouTube is. I really do want YouTube to kind of like be like the way that I make money. The only problem is that like I'm not viral. I'm not popular. So, you know, like my view count matters, y'all. So it's like if you guys want to help, if you guys want to help with that, have to stay focused. Yeah, that's true. Maybe you should do a Twitch stream with the goal of raising money for training. Yeah, I could once I get a. Yeah, that's what I intend to do once I get a gaming console, which ironically enough also costs money. Because like I actually try to do like live streams. I try to do like just chatting live streams on Twitch, but it won't do it for me for some weird reason. So I'm just gonna try to push towards trying to make a even just chatting. Yeah, I understand that, but for some strange reason it won't let me. It won't like accept my camera or something. I don't know. So I'm just gonna like wait for my gaming system to start doing stuff on Twitch. There's this funny picture I just remembered. It's like origin of the bow and arrow. It's just a dude pointing at another dude. Like I really want to hit this dude, but he all the way over there. It's like I really want to hit this dude, but he all the way over there. I wonder when the caveman decided to like. I wonder when the caveman decided to start throwing stuff at people. That'll always be funny to me. But nah, that was. But yeah, like I But yeah, like if I actually the only I you get money off of view counts on here. So it's like if my view counts were bigger, you know what? Yeet exactly. That's funny as heck, man. But yeah, I would. But yeah, like once I get a gaming console, I do plan on like going on Twitch. Especially because like I'm not a good gamer either. So it's like I assume that people are gonna want to watch me just so they can be like, oh my god, you're terrible at this, and I'll be like, I know, dude. I never said I was good at it. Shoot. Wait, now I need the answer to that. The answer to what? Shout out to the three people that are still in here, by the way. Really appreciate you guys for sticking around. Yeah. Thanks for the. I'm going to assume that that emoji was from Big Advice. I really appreciate it. Always appreciate the love. Thank y'all. Um, yeah, totally. But yeah, like I said, as far as wrestling content is concerned, I definitely like you're like definitely looking at the right stuff here because internet like indie wrestling is just like it's starting to get really big. Um, like one of my favorite wrestlers is Jonathan Gresham, and he has like a lot of good matches. Like I don't know what it is that dude like he definitely deserves like a bigger following than he got. Dude has good matches, man. Okay. I'm trying to remember some other shows I was also an extra in because it wasn't just that one. I was an extra in let's see. I was an extra in Thunderstruck. The I'm trying to remember the first time I was an extra. The very first time. Cause God, I really do man, I really did forget. This is gonna drive me insane. Cause I was an extra in Thunderstruck. I was also an extra in something else. Nah, screw it. It'll come back to me later. I want to say it was a random movie too. Okay, so let's see. Thunderstruck, Scream. There was another one. Mm, maybe I'm overthinking that. Screw it. No big deal. You are funny, Vega. That's cute. Also, awesome sauce. I noticed that you do a lot of faceless videos. Like face reveals are also good too. Like if you like do a lot of content without showing your face, and then you reveal your face, that's like a really good way to kind of, get yourself. That's kind of a good way to get yourself kind of recognized too. Okay, let me see. I appreciate the advice. Yeah, man, totally. Like I do know that face reveal channels are like usually like face reveals are usually pretty cool too. It's like especially if you like find a creative way to do it. You know, especially if you're like kind of a big stick. If you're kind of like if people are used to you like used to your voice more than your face. You know what I'm saying? That could definitely like be like something that you could do in your spare time, or like do as well. Because people always love to like like as a big professional wrestling fan, people love like the whole idea of just people willingly taking the mask off, so to speak. holy crap, dude, I don't need to give you any advice on your channel, dude. Your stuff is making good numbers. People love that type of content. Yeah, man, like your stuff is making good numbers, man. Don't bother listening to me. You already kind of know what you got going on, man. I'm looking at your stuff right now, and it's like, yeah, you don't need no advice from me. Your stuff is you're making big numbers. It's just, you know, like there's got to be a way to turn that view count into subscriber counts. But at the end of the day, that's up to the people watching. I don't know. I got lucky with whatever it is that I was doing, so I can't even like give no advice on how to do that. Like one of my one subscriber actually subscribed to me just because she thought that I looked good in that one video that she saw me in, which will always bewilder me because, yeah, I don't know. I try. My channel's okay, and your channel's amazing. That's a good thing. You think that my channel's amazing? I mean, I appreciate it, but it's not really a lot. It's usually just me ranting about politics. I appreciate it all the same, though. Like, yeah, it's like I'm just a schmo, dude. Shoot. Sorry, I'm still playing this game. Your channel pretty good. 2K subs is amazing feat. Not people can get that far. Dude, it took me 20 years to get that. There's people who get like a million. There's like people who get like a million views on their first video. Like it took me 20 years to get 2,000 subs. And even then I had to like basically complain about how much money sucks in order to do it. I appreciate it though. But yeah, like I'm aware of how lucky I got with that. Man. Yeah, like I said, you gotta remember my account is like 20 years old. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do the blank space thing. Give me a second. Wait. Your channel pretty good. 2K subs. Okay, I just read that. Hello, what's happening here? Excuse me. But yeah, like I need to actually start getting into the habit of playlisting my videos and categorizing them because I do speak about a lot of things on my channel, and it's almost always like always all over the place. Let's see. Shout out to the threes that are still up in here, by the way. Really appreciate you guys for coming in. Oh my god. Okay, what is this going on with my eyes? Dang. Okay, everybody. Either an ad just went through or peeps are tired of me. Hold on. Just see, there you go. That's cool. You know what? I really do kind of want to get people. I should ask this beforehand, but people, might link your channel if you want people to subscribe to you. Link your channel in the chat, and I'll try to like pin that or something, and try to like get y'all some views or whatever, something like that. Matter of fact, if there's anybody who wants it, I will. If you want to, I could like I could like pull your channel up on the share screen so that people can see your profile. You just let me know and I'll do it for you. Like, I want to do this while you guys are here, so that way it's like, I don't want to use the word consensual, but I do feel like that's probably the best way to describe this. Shoot, I ain't gonna lie. Okay. Dang, I'm getting a little sleepy. Hmm. All right. I'm gonna head out for a bit. Well, I'm gonna head out. Really appreciate you guys for like sticking around, because now I saw something that appreciate that. Thank you. You're the best. Actually, you're the best. I'm just some dude. But I do appreciate you guys for checking in and popping up and talking to you, boy. It's very nice to see that. Um, why did it do that? Why did I? Sorry. In the meantime, though, really appreciate y'all for like sticking around. Just remember, you're more than just a person. You're an experience. You could choose to be a good experience, a bad experience, or no experience at all. I definitely recommend not being a bad experience. In the meantime, uh, please do not be a +10 on somebody else's bad day. We're all going through things at the moment, so just if you can't spread love and peace, don't spread anything at all. In the meantime, just remember also, being mean is mainstream, and being kind is punk rock. Mainstream goes away after a while. Punk rock is forever. So just being kind, spread peace and love. And if you can't do that, do nothing. Oh, hold on. And we'll talk again next time. Okay. Once again, y'all, love and peace.